create more money, more time, and more freedom?
Yes.
Wow, I'm not convinced. Right, we got more opportunities here. Are you ready to tap into the power of your mind to create ultimate success?
Yes.
Yes, some of you are. Are you ready to learn the secrets of creating the life and the business bigger than you ever thought possible?
Yeah.
You should be standing like up on your feet kind of yes on that one. All right, our speaker today is a subconscious mind change expert and speaker. #1 best-selling author. No, it's not Neva. Okay? Success generated, big-hearted entrepreneur, business leader, professional juggler. Fantastic. Right? Juggling 4 kids and 2 dogs and a whole lot of business. A ferocious appetite to transform lives. And she's here to transform yours today. Right, so please help me in welcoming author, speaker, coach, and cliff diver. Right, the hits just keep coming. Right, all the way from San Diego, Jenny Harkorow.
A Texas businessman was in Hawaii vacationing. He's in Maui, and he wades out in the water about chest deep. And all of a sudden, he starts to feel burning, tingling. And he touches his chest, and there's clear tentacles wrapped around him, a jellyfish. So he goes up to the shore, and he finds the cabana boy, and he says, "Hey, I think I've been stung by a jellyfish. What do I do?" And the young man says, "Are you experiencing any dizziness?" "No." "Shortness of breath?" "No." "Chest pain?" "No." "All right, well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go up by the hotel. You're going to go left. There's a little market. You're going to go inside. You're going to buy some meat tenderizer and some vinegar. You're going to sprinkle the meat tenderizer on your chest. You're going to pour on the vinegar. You're going to massage it in. You'll be just fine." And the businessman is like, "Is this kid pranking me? What?" So he says, "Okay, thanks a lot." So he walks up to the hotel. He finds another employee, and he says, "Excuse me, I've been stung by a jellyfish. What do I do?" And the guy says, "Are you feeling any dizziness?" "No." "Shortness of breath?" "No." "Chest pain?" "No." "Okay, no problem. You're going to go up to the little market. You're going to buy some meat tenderizer and some vinegar. Sprinkle it on your chest, pour a little vinegar on, massage it in. You'll be just great." He's like, "This is crazy. Is this like candid camera day here at the hotel?" So he goes into the hotel, front desk, finds the manager, gray hair. This guy's going to tell me the truth. "Excuse me, sir, I think I've been stung by a jellyfish. What do I do?" And the guy says, "Are you experiencing any dizziness?" "No." "Shortness of breath?" "No." "Chest pain?" "No." "No problem. You're going to go over to the little market. You're going to get some meat tenderizer, sprinkle it on your chest, some vinegar, rub it in, you'll be just fine." Oh my gosh. So he goes to the market. He's looking for the meat tenderizer. Where is it? All of a sudden, oh, I'm starting to feel dizzy. Oh, here's some chest pain. Shortness of breath. Oh my gosh. He goes back to the hotel. Just before he gets to the front desk, passes out. He wakes up. The paramedics, what are they doing?
Rubbing
Meat tenderizer, vinegar, rubbing it in. 5 minutes later, he gets up and he's perfectly fine. And he cannot believe what just happened. That story is a true story by Dr. Ivan Meisner, founder of BNI. He told me this story this week in San Diego, and I said I have to have that story because what I do is a little different than what most business people do. And sometimes people take it for meat tenderizer and vinegar, and they think, I don't know, that's kind of crazy. But I'm telling you, the process that I have, the process that I discovered, is the greatest discovery of the 21st century, hands down. And what that is you have the power to reprogram your subconscious mind. You have the power to do that. And none of us do. We consciously try, and we try, and we try. But guess what's controlling our success? It's our programming. So today I'm going to tell you what your programming is, how you were programmed, why you were programmed, how to reprogram. I'm going to demonstrate a little subconscious change transformation right before your very eyes. And if you want to participate, I will need a volunteer. Don't raise your hand yet. And you can do it from the audience as well, because I'm going to show you how you can change your own mind, how you can change your success, how you can change your freedom, how you can get rid of the struggle. So, like he said, my name is Jenny Harpelroad. I'm an author and a speaker and a subconscious mind change expert. In my former life, I was a top producing realtor in San Diego. I had a team of 5 buyer's agents and 2 full-time secretaries, and we were producing double digits in the millions. Wow. Which meant I had the houses and the cars and the travel and anything I wanted, but my greatest claim to fame, my 4 awesome kids. 22, 19, 16, and about to turn 13. And my sweet husband of 25 years just about, we're about to celebrate that big anniversary, who put up with me when I wasn't such a happy, balanced person. So thank you to him. So today, business owners hire us to reprogram their mind for ultimate success because most are stuck in mind chatter, self-sabotage, limiting beliefs with invisible glass ceilings they don't even know exist. So we help them set up a new automatic operating system. It's simple, it's powerful, it's effective, so they can accomplish their goals. What do they want? More money, more time, more freedom. Some of you might want more money. Why? What are you going to do with it? Well, there's the basics, right? It's nice to live comfortably, to have the house you want, the car you want, the vacations you want. What about in your business? To hire the rock stars that you meet here at CEOspace? You want the money to do that, to expand and to grow and achieve your dreams. Any of that sound good to you? Now you have a success program, a money barrier limit in your subconscious mind. And when you start getting close, I hear this story all the time from my clients, I get there, I make the money, and then I lose it. Oh, and then I make it, and then I lose it, and then I make it, and oh, I just can't stay there. Why is that? They are pushing the boundaries of their subconscious belief, and their subconscious is pushing them right back to where they think they belong, whether they want to be there or not. Some of you are struggling with time. Not enough hours in the day. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Ever hear that one? Oh my gosh. How many hours do you work? How many hours do you need to work to be successful? What do you believe? What was modeled in your house? Because what you saw growing up is your programming. Many of you want to be free. That's why you're in this crazy thing called entrepreneurship, right? You want to be free to achieve your dreams. There's causes you believe in, things that you would do if you had extra millions of dollars. So why don't you have it? It's because you have subconscious beliefs that keep you stuck where you're at. So today, I'm going to teach you how to change all that. You guys all right with that?
Yes.
It might sound a little bit like meat tenderizer. It might sound a little bit like vinegar. But I'm telling you, this process will change your life if you'll be open to it. So let me tell you how I found this process. I wish it was the easy way. I wish I decided to go to school and learn this stuff, but I didn't. Here's what happened. I was standing on a mountain ledge. My husband and I, we had been on a hiking trip, camping with friends, family. We got to this ledge, and my husband said, if I was young and in shape, I'd jump off of here. Was that a challenge? Because, you know, I'm kind of a go-getter kind. I'm young and in shape, so I jumped. While I was in the air, I thought, I'm going to blow out my knees when I land on this rock way down there. I better bend my knees a lot. So when I landed on my feet because my knees were so bent, I hit my butt on the rock really hard, and I heard a huge in my back. I start yelling, and my husband says, it's okay, get up. walk it off, you're okay. I'm not okay. So our friends catch up with us, they're trying to figure out what happened, and they run back to camp, they grab a chair, they're like, maybe we can carry her out, we'll try to move her. Oh no, they were not touching me. I was yelling, I was screaming, nobody moved me. So they call 911. Thank goodness 911 works when you're out of service area. Did you guys know that? No. Thank goodness. So 911 wants to know what's going on. Is she bleeding out? No. She's screaming, but she's not bleeding out. So they say, we're going to send in a ground crew to assess her situation. Great. I see them hiking through the forest. It looks like it'll be days till they get to me. It was probably about an hour. I'm screaming, literally, vultures are circling me. No joke, okay? They get to me, and they start saying, tell us, ma'am. Tell us what you like to do for fun. Oh, I was upset. I'm not telling you what I want to do for fun. Get me out of here. So they say, you know what? You need life flight. Yes, I do. So life flight comes in, hovering helicopter, doctor zip lines down. They strap me to a board. I don't like to be held down. Any of you not like to be held down? Oh, okay, so I'm freaking out even more. Put a brace around my neck, take me down, zip line me up to a hovering helicopter, pump me with morphine. Thank goodness for morphine. Gosh. I chill out, and I wake up in the hospital with them telling me the results of all these tests that had been doing on me that I wasn't even awake for. And they said, ma'am, you broke your back. And I said, does that mean I can't go to Ashtanga yoga tonight? No, you can't. So what does that mean? And they said, the good news is you're not paralyzed. That is great news. But the bad news is, you can't really do much for a long time because you got to heal from this. So we're going to give you all these pills and send you home to bed. So here I am, mother of 4, top producing realtor, so involved in my community, running my church women's organization, doing fundraisers for local kids that need transplants, helping fundraise for underprivileged kids in my community. And all of that stopped. I couldn't do anything but lay there. And so what did I do? Cried a lot. Not because of the pain, because of the frustration. I'm a go-getter, I'm stuck in bed. And then I started worrying about, I was young and in shape. I'm gonna get out of shape. So how do you stay in shape laying in bed? So I started researching health, which was kind of fun. And I wrote a book about all the stuff I learned. It's called 101 Things I Wish I Knew Before I Fed My Children. Check it out if you like. After I figured out health, I decided I needed to solve my 3 secrets. I've been living with 3 secrets, and pretty much nobody knew about my 3 secrets. Number 1, I've been struggling with chronic pain for my entire life. Breaking my back was just one more thing. Ever since I was about 12 years old, I'd take 30 ibuprofen a day, because that's what made me feel better. I didn't realize that wasn't such a good thing for you until I went into liver failure. I was always sick, I was always having surgery, I was always having a health crisis, a problem. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm just a sickly person, which is weird though, I'm athletic and it just never made sense. That was my first problem I wanted to solve. I was tired of this. When we first got married, I told my husband, I spend about $500 a month in immune support herbs. And when you're like newlyweds and he's a janitor, he's like, what? I'm like, sorry, we have to do that. That's how I keep going. Secret number 2, my marriage, that looked pretty on the outside because that's how I made everything look, because, that's the program I learned when I was a kid. You put on a happy face, you act the part, right? So this marriage, after about year 2, I was ready to be done with it. We're now around year 20. Yeah. You know why I didn't get out of it? It looked bad if I got out of it. I didn't want to let down my facade. Also, I believed in family. I got 4 kids. I wanted to give them the best life. I was miserable and I wanted out. And I didn't know how to get out without looking bad. So I stayed. Secret number 3, my big fancy real estate business, don't tell my past clients. I didn't like doing real estate. I just didn't. It wasn't my passion, but it was a big moneymaker. And it let me show off how awesome I was with the big house and the fancy stuff and all the companies wanting to use my name to sponsor their products. And I was all wrapped in that. And I thought, and now my back is broken. How am I going to fix all this? How? Well, I wish I could tell you it was just like that. But 2 years later, I still couldn't even sit in a chair. And so I decided, after all that chiropractor and acupuncture and kinesiology and massage and physical therapy and pain pills and pain injections, that there must still be something wrong with my back, right? I mean, if there wasn't, I'd be okay by now. And so I started talking to surgeons. And they said, yeah, you know, we could go in there, we can put in rods and screws and a synthetic disc, and it'll probably help. And I said, oh, I know it'll help. I've had surgery before, it's fixed my pain, let's do it. And so I did. Cut me open 5 places down the back, down my side, rods, screws, synthetic disc, stitches, back brace, walker, and I was expecting to be healed. 7 months later, no improvement, still can't sit in a chair, terrible pain, now full of metal, right? What do? The doctors say nothing. I mean, you've done it all. You're just gonna be like this. I'm like, you don't understand, I can't drive a car. I can't live my life. This is not how it's gonna be. And they're like, sorry lady, here's more pain pills. So I was in search of an answer. Thank goodness I found my answer. I found an 88-year-old medical doctor turned kinesiologist who tapped into my subconscious mind and found out why I was in pain. I told him I was in pain because there was structurally something wrong with my back. My subconscious mind told him I was in pain because of my emotions. I told him he was crazy. He told me, there's the door. I said, okay, let's look at my emotions. He says, how's your life? Remember I would put on a show? Happy, healthy, and terrific? Besides my back. He says, oh, well that's great. Tell me about your childhood. And I said, I don't talk about my childhood. Like, okay, tell me about your marriage. Oh, I don't talk about my marriage either. He's like, I thought you were like doing great. I am, except for my back. So he says, well, if you really want help, we're gonna have to look into what's really going on underneath. And a case of Costco Kleenex later, 6 hours later, I was completely pain-free and could move like nothing ever happened to me.
Wow.
What? How did that just happen? It blew my mind, fascinated me. I'd been to so many hospitals and so many doctors and so many medical things, and I'm not saying that's bad, because there's definitely a place for that. When something just goes on and goes on and goes on and it's chronic, there is something underneath it. And he helped me discover that, and the answer was in my subconscious mind, which is why doctors now call me for medical advice, which is ridiculous. I have no medical degrees, but I'm able to tap into their subconscious mind and help them know what's underneath it. Well, you know what I found out after I solved my pain problem, solved my addiction problem, pain pills, didn't realize that was a problem until the pain went away, then I had that problem, reprogrammed that in my subconscious mind, reprogrammed my marriage that I just was so miserable in. Like, I'm telling you, you're not gonna believe this, and my friends say, if we didn't watch this happen to you, we wouldn't believe it either. From I'm leaving you to honeymoon in the next week. Wow. What? I learned about the power of the subconscious mind, and I sold my real estate company, and I put a for sale sign on my big custom house that we built, and I said, I am gonna teach people about the power of their mind, because there are so many people suffering and struggling, and they don't have to. And guess what I found out after that? You can reprogram your mind for success and money and sales and freedom. So I started sharing this process with the business world. Sometimes they think it's a little bit like meat tenderizer or vinegar until they try the process. And I call them a week later, I'm like, how are you doing? And they're like, oh my gosh, how is this even possible? So today I'm going to teach you about the power of your subconscious mind, how you can reprogram it and change anything you want in your life. So let's compare the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Have you guys ever seen one of those movies where it's like the end of the world and a huge tidal wave is coming through and just like taking out the whole city? I hate those movies. It's so scary. So your subconscious mind is literally 1,000,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind. It processes 40 million bits of information per second. So if you compare that subconscious mind to that tidal wave, that's how much power is in that subconscious mind. Now your conscious mind would be like somebody standing on the beach, seeing that wave coming and being like, I got this. I mean, that person is gonna get blown away when that water hits. What if they like really stand right? It doesn't matter, right? That is how much power is in your subconscious mind. So while you may want more money and more time and more freedom, all you're actually doing is getting ready for the wave. Because your subconscious mind has a different program. If it didn't, you wouldn't have to try to do anything different. You would automatically be there. Let me give you an example. Are your eyes blinking right now? They blink, right? Every however many seconds, your eyes blink. Are you thinking about that? No, it just happens. What about your heart? It just happens. It beats. Your hair, it just grows. It's automatic. It's a subconscious program. Your success is the same way. The level of success that you allow yourself to get to is a program. And your subconscious mind will not let you get past where you think you can be subconsciously. And who put that idea in your head? Thanks a lot, parents. That's why this program is so amazing, that these kids can have parents with great programming, and they can be programmed from when they are young. From when you're in utero to about 8 years old, your mind is in a theta state, and you are just soaking in everything that you see and hear and learn, good or bad. You ever see somebody who's in an abusive childhood, and then they grow up and marry someone abusive, and you're like, why would you do that? Not on purpose. It's their comfort zone. It's their subconscious attraction. They bring that into their life, and then they're like, oh, here we go again. How did I attract this again? It's their programming. Another analogy is like a freight train versus a penny on a track. Does that penny have a chance of nothing happening to it when that freight train hits? It's either going to get smushed or blown off the track. One of the two. That is the power of your subconscious mind. So what we do in this process is we decide, what do you want different in your life? What are your goals? Take that subconscious power. You ever put magnets together and one way you're like, oh, they won't go. And then you flip it over and like, whoa, that's easy. You don't have to hold them anymore. They just stick. That's what it's like when you get your subconscious on board. Whoa, that was easy. Oh my gosh, this used to be a struggle for me. Not anymore. I got this one guy who was afraid of heights. He's like, hey, can we reprogram this? And we were in a meeting. I'm like, sure. Like 2 minutes. We did this little reprogram. So now every time I see him, he's like hanging off of like second-story banisters. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm like, okay, be careful. I'm glad. Your subconscious dictates your fears, your phobias, your level of success, your health, right? A lot of us, when we were in school, we were taught that our genes determine our health. Even now, when you go to the doctor, what do they say? Does this run in your family? You have any of this that runs in your family? Do you know that less than 1% of people are born with disease in their genes? The rest of them manifest disease. Why? You can rewrite your genes. And most of the time we do it in a negative fashion. Crazy, right? Even adopted kids. They're adopted into a family with diabetes. Guess who gets diabetes? The adopted kid. It's learned. It's a program. And you adopt it unless you change it. So I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to write down what you want different in your life. And I want you to write it like a positive affirmation. Now, this isn't a positive affirmation. This is not motivation. We're going to program this goal into your subconscious mind. So choose carefully. You're going to write it in first person, present tense, positive, emotionally meaningful. Something like, it's so easy for me to make X number of dollars per month. My business pipeline is always packed with the best clients. My employees are the most amazing people, and I hope they stay around forever. Whatever it is, what do you want different? It doesn't have to be business or money. It can be health, it can be relationships, it can be personal. But we're here for business, so if you want a business goal, let's do that. All right, I am going to need, don't raise your hand yet, a volunteer who's willing to share their goal, describe it in detail to the audience, then go through a process of subconscious change with me in front of the audience. So if you think you're up for that, now you can raise your hand if you want to volunteer. This guy here? Yeah, come on up. Awesome. Give him a hand. Awesome. You got a microphone? Actually, I need you, I should have told you. Grab paper and a pen and come back. All right. So what we're going to do with Mark is we're going to walk him through a process to reprogram his mind, and you guys can do it at the same time. Reprogram your own mind. Have a seat. All right, so we use a process of applied kinesiology. And have you ever had a muscle test?
Sure.
Awesome. Well, you're already ahead of the game. Okay. So if you don't know what a muscle test is, if something's true to your system, your muscles are strong. And if something's not true to your system, your muscles are weak. It's like this built-in lie detector test that you have. And that's how we're able to figure out what your business blocks are. Your business blocks are subconscious. You don't know what they are. If you did, you would fix them, right? Like, oh, if I could just know. Can I tell another quick story? 10 years ago, we buy this rental property. And my husband, he's one of those super handy guys, which is awesome and not. Because he wants to do it all himself, but he's busy, right? He doesn't have time to do it all himself. So he's working on this rental property one day. He's fixing the sprinkler system. And he's flagging where the sprinkler system is. So he's putting the little Home Depot flags in the dirt. Well, he has our kids with him, and this is like 10 years ago when they're younger. Okay? And so he tells the kids, I have to go to the garage and get something. Do not touch the flags. He'd spent so much time figuring out where these landscape lines were. Do not. Raise your right hand and swear, I will not touch the flags. Okay? So he goes to the garage, he puts the pipes together, he comes back out, he looks at the yard. Guess what they had done? No. They added 50 more flags. He couldn't get mad. They didn't touch the flags. They just added more. So sometimes in your business, you're like, what is it? What's the missing link? All right? And in this process, we can find out, like that, what the problem is, because the answer is in you, and it's in you, and it's in you, and it's in you, and it's in you. You have the answers. They're inside of you. Now, if we work with you remotely, we have a process where we can muscle test ourselves on your behalf. We can pick up your energy signal. Just like if you're on a cell phone call, his phone sends out a signal, my phone receives it, and then sends back a signal, and his phone receives it. Well, we can do that with our bodies. Our bodies are way more complex than a cell phone. Would you agree? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, in this muscle test, we're going to just see if you believe your first name is Mark. All right? So, you okay with that?
Yes.
You okay if I press on this arm? Okay, perfect. So, you're going to put your arm out like this. All right? You're going to keep your chin parallel and your eyes looking downward. All right? Now, I'm going to try to press on your arm. I'm going to say hold, and I just want to see how much resistance you want me to use, okay? So I'm going to say hold, keep it up. All right, so that's the amount of pressure we'll agree on? Okay, so I want you to say, my name is Mark.
My name is Mark.
Okay, keep your arm up, hold. Does your arm stay up? That means he believes his name is Mark. Good, okay. Now you're going to say, my name is Sally.
My name is Sally.
Keep your arm up. Are you trying? He's trying, but it's not true to his system. There's an electrical disrupt between the brain and the muscle. It's fascinating, right? All the answers are in you and you can pick them up like that. So I'll teach you how to do it later. Okay, so we're gonna see if you believe in your goal. What's your goal? Did you write it?
I read it. So it's about clients.
Okay,
So I didn't get it fully out on paper,
okay,
but I'm building 3 organizations, and I had built and sold a tech company before, and then went through a mental health crisis, and then got well. And so in building this, what I'm noticing is we're not receiving the clients at the pace that I would like, and we consistently go through like product evolution and development, and I see a future where it's huge, and we're at a place where it's time to really ramp this up.
okay. So let's back it up a little to clients. So what do you need with clients? More clients? What do you need?
The optimal clients for where we're at.
Okay. So could a statement be something like, I attract my most optimal clients at massive numbers, or something to that effect?
Well, massive numbers, that fear comes up. It's like, we want to be able to deliver. Right? So
pick a number. How many clients do you want then?
I'd like to have. So what was the first thing you said?
I only go forward, I don't go back.
Yeah, so
You
numbers
attract.
of clients. We're building so what I see is we're building a $20 million company
Okay,
for this one I'm thinking of.
okay,
And we're right now at just above 0.
okay,
So I'd like some clients where there's revenue on a consistent basis. So
Okay.
$1 million in the next year.
okay.
Revenue.
Okay, write it down. It was so easy for me to make $1 million in revenue in my new business by next year. Pick a date.
Or is?
We're gonna say it like it already happened.
Okay, so it was.
Yeah, like it already happened. Your subconscious is not timely. That's why when you're in a car accident and 10 years later your neck still hurts, if you've already seen Richard and your neck still hurts, it's a subconscious memory that's causing muscle tension. Your subconscious is timeless. It doesn't know the difference. It's like if I take a lemon and put it on a cutting board and cut it and take half and squeeze it into my mouth. If you're thinking of that, if you're picturing it, if you're imagining it, what happens? Your mouth waters. Is there a lemon? I don't have a lemon, right? Your subconscious doesn't know the difference. Reality, dreams, you can program your mind. Okay,
So it was so easy to make $1 million in the past year.
perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna muscle test and see if your subconscious believes that statement. Okay, say it like you mean it. Okay.
It was so easy to make $1 million in the past year.
Okay, keep your arm up. Does your subconscious believe it?
Apparently not.
So I'm sorry to say, it's not gonna happen.
I believe you.
But, lucky for you,
Unless we change it.
lucky for you, you're sitting here and we can reprogram that. Okay, you ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, and you can all do it with us if you want. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open the brain bridge. It's called the corpus callosum. It separates both hemispheres of the brain. And when you're born, you have 200 million neural connections between both hemispheres, and the older you get, the more they separate, and you become one brain or the other. Like the thing you can't teach an old dog new tricks, because they're just set in their ways, right? You can if they're open to it, but it's almost like you're walking around on one leg when you have two. And you're like, why do I feel so off balance? Why is everything so hard? Because you're thinking in these brain patterns that are just habitual and out of balance. So we're gonna open the brain bridge. So everybody, if you want, you can do this with me. Yeah, hide your stuff somehow there. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna cross your arms like this, like an X, away from your body, and you're gonna lower them just a little bit. And with your eyeballs only, you're gonna trace the X of your arms. So from your fist to your elbow, fist to elbow, like that, back and forth about 10 times. So go ahead and start. Just your eyeballs, not your face. Crossing the X. It says opening the brain bridge. Take some deep breaths. Okay, now you're going to put your arms to your chest and you're going to close your eyes. Take a couple more deep breaths. You might feel your shoulders relax a little. Might feel yourself breathe in a little deeper. Now you're going to cross one ankle over the other, right over left or left over right, it doesn't matter. And you're going to open your arms out to your sides, palms facing up. Just take a few more breaths. Eyes closed is best. So now what you're going to do is you're going to get that goal back out. And you're going to look at that goal, and I'm going to teach you how to describe it to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is sensory. And so if you describe that goal to your subconscious mind like this, it was so easy to make $1 million in the past year, it may or may not understand it. And if it doesn't understand it, it cannot recreate it for you. So we're going to describe it in visual and auditory and kinesthetic terms. So you're going to answer out loud, but everybody else, if you want to do this to your own goal, you're going to write it, okay? So if it was so easy for you to make $1 million in the past year, what's visually, and you all answer this question to yourself, visually going to look different in your life? What changes visually?
I have a lot of clients.
Perfect. What else?
We have employees that are supporting delivering.
Perfect. What else?
My time is, it's maybe where the block is, my time is potentially taken up by that.
So explain to me what that looks like. Does that mean appointments on your calendar, or what does that look like?
Conscious energy, appointments, meetings, busy. Yeah.
Okay. I can take, what can I see visually is the appointments, you're meeting with people, making deals,
Yeah.
meeting with clients, doing business.
Right.
Perfect. Okay, the next question that you're all going to ask yourself is auditory. What's someone who knows you and loves you going to say positively to you when you've accomplished this goal?
You're doing it.
Oh my gosh, Mark.
Yeah.
Look at you
It's
go.
working.
It's working. Awesome.
Yay.
Answer that for yourself if you're participating. What's someone who knows you and loves you going to say positively to you when you've accomplished this goal? Next, what are you going to say to yourself to congratulate yourself for accomplishing this goal?
Yeah, it's working. It's rolling. It's in flow.
Okay.
This is what I expected.
Okay. Anything even sweeter than that you would tell yourself?
Well,
I love this.
somebody loves it.
Somebody loves it. What about you? Will you love it?
Yeah, I honestly, I view more of the longer term. So the shorter
We
term
have
is a
some
little bit close.
self-esteem work to do. Okay. Next question. How are you going to feel, one word only, when you've accomplished this goal?
Very good. Happy.
Happy.
Yeah.
Have you ever been happy before? Yes? Close your eyes. Get happy. You guys close your eyes and get in the feeling of how you're going to feel when you've accomplished your goal. Think of a time you felt that way before and get into that feeling. Okay. When you have it, you can open your eyes. So now the question is, now that you explain this goal to your subconscious mind, visually, auditorily, kinesthetically, do you still want this goal? Because sometimes the answer is no. Is the answer yes or no? Do you still want this?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yay, we can proceed. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. And you guys can participate if you want. This is the part that builds new neural pathways in the brain. Your brain builds 10,000 new brain cells per day, and you've probably heard of neuroplasticity, right? So those brain cells can either move in the same old loops, the same old patterns, the same old this isn't working, not enough money, not enough time, can't find the right clients, or it can build a new pathway to it was so easy for me to make $1 million, okay? So here's what you're gonna do. Your brain bridge is already open. You describe the goal to your subconscious mind. You're gonna put your arms out in front of you. You're gonna take either arm, touch your pinky, swipe it up to your chest. Whoops, I have a microphone, sorry. Other arm, swipe it up, swipe it up. Now you're gonna start silently saying your goal, whatever it is. He's gonna be saying, it was so easy for me to make $1 million this year. So easy for me to make $1 million this year. So easy for me. Now, if you don't believe this is actually doing something to your brain, come up to my table afterward and you can see the brain maps of what it actually does. It's pretty cool. Okay, now from the belly button swiping up. Okay, close your eyes and say your goal, whatever it is. You can. Now you're going to fold your hands in your lap and keep saying your goal silently with your eyes closed. Say it like it's already happened. Now you might feel something. You might feel like, I'm starting to believe that. That could be possible. I think I could do that. Maybe you feel something in your body. Somewhere it's warm. Feels light, feels free. Maybe you're just wondering what's after this talk. And if you are, it's still working anyhow. All right, Mark, you're gonna open your eyes. And now we're gonna see if your brain is reprogrammed. You ready for that?
Yes.
Okay, so state your goal, say it like you mean it, eyes looking down.
It was so easy to make $1 million this year.
Hold your arm up. How's that?
Good, strong.
I pushed as hard as I could. Stay here, you're not quite done. One more thing. Okay, so that was so easy, but here's what else. Now you have to act, right? You gotta put action into it. You can't just be like, okay, I'm reprogrammed, I'm gonna go turn on Netflix and wait for my $1 million to show up. Turn it, you gotta do some work. So what can you do to get to your $1 million? What's one thing you can do?
There's a presentation that I can create and then start setting up meetings with executives and presenting what we're doing.
Will you do that?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you. Give him a hand. Write down your action plan. What are you going to do different now to accomplish that goal? And here's what's going to happen. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is easier to do. I thought it was going to be hard like before. But those 10 calls a day, piece of cake. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, it's going to start attracting. You know, there's that law of attraction, but there's also the law of repulsion. And when you sit down with somebody in a sales call, if you're expecting them to buy, What are the chances that they're going to buy compared to if you think, oh my gosh, they don't have the money and, you know, all this stuff? They pick that up subconsciously and they say, can you just send me some information and I'll think about it? Or they say, absolutely, here's my credit card. That is subconscious. Of course, Jim can teach you a lot about that as well. But the power of the mind, if you believe subconsciously, if you believe, you can achieve. So if you want some free resources for me and my team of mind reprogramming experts at Balanced You, grab your cell phone and I'll tell you how to get all sorts of free goodies from us. You're going to pull up your texting screen and you're going to type CEO Brain, no spaces. You're going to text CEO Brain with no spaces to 555-888. Got it? CEO Brain, 555-888. In 30 seconds or something, you're going to get something that's going to pop up on your phone. It's going to give you all sorts of options, little freebies from us. You can do it later, but make sure you get that in your phone now and you can come back to it. I've got a resource today that I'm very excited to share with you. This resource is called the Ultimate Success Program. Somebody in the back of the room has some of these forms that they're going to pass out to you guys. In the Ultimate Success Program, we help our clients create more money, more time, more freedom. We ask them what's getting in their way, and then we muscle test and see what the real answer is, what's really getting in their way. Your business blocks, your personal blocks are subconscious. You do not know what they are, or you would solve them. Your life, your business is a printout of your subconscious programming. So if you want to know what you believe subconsciously, you actually can know. You just look at your life. What do you believe? That's what your business will look like. That's what your relationships will look like. That's what your health will look like. That's what your personal power will look like. Your self-worth, your spirituality. It's all what your subconscious mind believes, and you can change that. So I want to tell you a couple quick stories about some of my favorite clients that I've worked with in this program. I had a VIP of a bank, and she came to me and she said, this bank is all over the US, and I want to be in the top 10. Do you think if you helped me reprogram my mind that I could get my 3 branches to be in the top 10? Now, I'm not talking about working with my employees, I'm just talking about only me. And you know what I told her? I actually don't know. Let's try it and see what happens. So we worked with her that she believed her 3 branches would be in the top 10 of all the banks in the US. Can you guess what happened? They were top 10. Oh my gosh, she was so excited. You guys ever heard of the insurance company? It's something like Aflac. So I've got this local director of Aflac, and she sends us her sales team. And she says, these are my top producers, and I want you guys to help them just blast off into outer space with their success. They're not ready for that. They've hit their ceilings. Even though they're the top people, they can do so much better. So she sends me this one gal, and I'm working with her, and we work together to reprogram her mind that she has confidence to call these big companies that she's afraid to call. So a week later, I call her up, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Tell me what's happening. And she says, well, I called this company. It was actually here in Texas. We live in San Diego. I called this company in Texas. They booked an appointment immediately. I flew out, sold them $200,000 worth of policies for their employees, flew back home, and was just told that I am now top producer of the quarter. Yes! I love that. So she sends me another Aflac girl. Well, this one went a little different. This one went so well that she was immediately promoted out of her department. She became her competition. Another sales manager, regional sales manager, and she says, if I send you anyone else, you can't do it that much. Little less success. The power of the mind. I had this guy come in and he says, I want more business success, but honestly right now, I just don't want to be allergic to my girlfriend's cat. I said, okay, let's work on that. And in my world, there's no such thing as allergies. There's reactions. Your system is having a reaction to a person or a situation or an event, or it's trying to get you a message. And we can tap into the subconscious and see what it is. And you know what it was? He was allergic to not making enough money in his business. Literally, that's what we found out. We reprogrammed him, his income skyrocketed, and the cat no longer bothered his allergies. There were no allergies. Fascinating, right? The power of the mind. I had this other business lady come in, she said, I want to work on my business, but just excuse my limping. I have bone on my knee, I need a knee replacement, there's nothing we can do for my knee, but let's work on my business. Perfect. We start to work on her business, find out the problem with her business is past relationships blocking her. We transform the relationships, the business excels, and guess what happens to her knee? She's like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm like running now. I'm like, what do you mean you're running? You were limping with a cane and kinesio tape and I don't know, I don't understand it, but my knee doesn't hurt anymore. Fascinating. We work with you where your blocks are and we help you transform them in this Ultimate Success program. So not only are you going to get our digital program, but you're also going to get a 30-minute call with one of our mind reprogramming experts to figure out what's working for you, what's not working for you, and what you want different in your business. And we're going to set a game plan custom to you so that you can accomplish your goals. You're going to get an hour private mind reprogramming session. If you live by one of our facilitators in the US, you can do it in person. If you don't, you can do it online, and it works identically. And we even have local people, they live like a mile away and they still do it online because it works the same. Why not? Do it in your PJs. All right? You're going to get 2 hours of video. One's a cellular biologist explaining and demonstrating how this process works at a cellular level. How you can literally change your biology and change your chemistry with the power of the mind. The second one is the founder of our process explaining it and demonstrating so you can see how it works and why it works. Because when you understand something and you see the science behind it, we don't have to spend time talking about that during your mind reprogramming session. We can just help you reprogram your mind. You're also going to get a worksheet where you're going to write all your goals. If you could have a magic wand and make life exactly how you want it, how would that be? We can help you do that. And the only reason I know that is because I did it for myself. And it worked, and we do it with all our clients, and they have the same results. Next, you're going to get a follow-up call so we can hear your results. Now, I like to say the follow-up call's for you, but really it's for us. We love to hear your crazy results. And here's what usually happens. Are you pranking me? Did you call my husband and my boss and my kids and tell everybody to change how they act around me? No, I didn't. But what we did, we helped you change your perception. See, if you see something different, you respond different. And when you respond different, the response that comes back to you is different. And all of a sudden, your whole world shifts. That's what happened in my marriage. I thought it was him. It wasn't him, it was me. I fixed myself and the problem disappeared. I didn't blame it on him anymore. There was no problem anymore. It was all in my head, and I reprogrammed it. Next, you're going to get 2 group coaching calls, and I run those, and we're just going to focus more on the power of your mind to transform your health and your success and your happiness. Anybody okay with being happier? Mm-hmm. You ever hear the saying, like, I pinch myself to just, like, see if this is reality? I literally do that nowadays. It's the craziest thing. I'm like, am I dreaming? Mm-hmm. Can it really be this good and this happy and this open and curious? That's my favorite part, open and curious. When you have 4 kids and you're married and you have extended family and a business. It's so good to be open and curious when people speak to you and not think they're trying to be mean or something to that effect. You're going to get a copy of my #1 best-selling book, and you are also going to get 2 tickets to our 3-day event in San Diego. Unfortunately, I heard it's the same date as one of your next events. So if you're coming to CEOspace, don't come to my event. But if you're not, come to my event in San Diego. And if you are not coming, the tickets can transfer to the next one. All right? 2 tickets to our event. So here's what I want you to do. Whether you're buying my program today or not, I want you to check the box that says, yes, I'm in, I want to transform. Because that's why we're here, right? We want to transform. I want you to fill out your name and information. If you turn this form into me with that, only that, you're going to be entered to win a mind reprogramming session with one of our experts. All right? You're going to also enter to win again with our little drawing out at my table. You also enter to win again if you text it. So look at all those chances you have for mind reprogramming. That's awesome. All right, this program is $19.97. That's what we sell it for. But as a gift to our host, and to help you guys get on track with accomplishing your goals, we're going to take $1,000 off today. So this program is now $9.97. Not only that, I'm going to throw in a second hour of private mind reprogramming for you. 2 hours instead of 1. You saw how fast we made some changes with Mark. The process that we use with you is even faster than what you just saw here. Very fast. We can make a lot of changes. Imagine what we can do in 2 hours with you. I'm also going to throw in some options for payment. 1 pay is $9.97, a 2 pay, $5.47. I'll add a 3 pay. Just write it in, and if you want the 3 pay, make sure I can tell. All right? 3 pay is $3.97. For the first 5 people who sign up for our program today, I'm going to throw in a 3rd hour of private mind reprogramming. So fill out your form, put in your credit card, bring it to Linda. Linda, wave your arm. The first 5 to Linda, a 3rd hour of mind reprogramming. You can do it now or wait till later, it's up to you. This program is for you. If you are sick and tired of trying so hard, trying to change things, trying to figure things out, trying to hit your goals, trying. You know that doctor that helped me? He said, trying is lying. I'm like, what do you mean? Don't we want to try? He said, yeah, but when you're trying, you're going against your programming. Get rid of all that programming that gets in your way, all that stuff you heard when you were a kid. Who did that video? Our cute little girl this morning, people holding up their signs, what they believed, what people told them about themselves, they're not good enough. That's like baggage. You're carrying all that around, and you know what? You're so used to it, you don't even notice until you let it go, and then what happens? Oh, this feels, I'm free. That's how you feel after reprogramming the mind. This program is for you. If you like details, if you want a system and a structure and a science, we have that, and that's how this program is going to run. This program is for you if you want to create a movement, but you know that you're getting in your own way. You know that this thing can't happen at the level that you imagine it, maybe even bigger than that, unless you stop getting in your way. If you're one of those people that want to change the world, this program is for you. Now, this program is not for you if you want a therapist. I am not a therapist. None of my mind reprogramming specialists are therapists. We don't talk about the past usually, unless we need to release something real quick, and then we don't dig into it. We just switch it up. We want to know where you want to be, where you want to go, what you want to change, what you want different in your life. And we help you to reprogram that. This program is not for you if you want to confess your sins. I can't tell you how many sins have been confessed to me. I'm not a priest. I don't need confessions. I don't care what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter to me. I care where you want to go. And I care that you can see that there's a tidal wave of power waiting for you. And that if you will just tap into that power, your dreams are going to become a reality. That is how I succeeded in this new business. I just reprogrammed myself. I have a business coach, and she has a lot of other clients, and they ask her all the time. Her name's Jane M. Powers. Jane, how does Jenny do it? She reprograms herself, right? She tells me to do something, I'm like, oh, that's scary. Reprogram, go do it. What do the rest of her clients do? It's scary, I'm not gonna do anything, because they make excuses, right? It's the technology, I don't have the money, I'm too busy, right? And that's just to block the subconscious fears that are underneath it all. You can have whatever you want. You have the power to change everything in your life. It's subconscious power. You have to tap into that power to change your life. Stop trying. Stop lying. Stop affirming. That stuff doesn't change your programming. Sure, I want you to think good thoughts. Do you know that scientists say that 80% of our thoughts are negative and 90% are a repeat of yesterday's thoughts? How do we get to where we want to go with that going on in our head? This program will change your reality. This program will give you more money and more time and more freedom. If that's what you want, fill out your form, go give it to Linda. The first 5 get 3 hours of private mind reprogramming.
Who's Linda? Me.
Linda, raise your hand. Right there. Linda, stand up.
Right here.
When is the 1st of October?
October 3rd through the 5th, San Diego. Thank you guys for being willing to listen to an idea that might be a little meat tenderizer, might be a little vinegar. I've seen this process work for every client we work with. I have never had a client who has no results from this program. There is no possible way to program something into your subconscious that becomes your automatic and it not to change your world. It's not possible. That power will knock you over and hopefully to your success if that's where you program it. Otherwise, it keeps you stuck right where you're at. Thanks for having me today. I'm Jenny Powers.
All right, everybody. We need some quick action here right now. All of you who are interested in finding out more, please go meet Jenny at her booth. We need to get